Bring in the mayors right now, Keith Pekau, Orland Park, Illinois, William Wells, El Cajon, California. Gentlemen, appreciate you both being here. Mayor Wells, you are on the front lines, quite literally. Does, quote unquote, and we're not really sure how shutting things down at 2,500 really will work, but does this look like it has a possibility of at least helping in the short term?
Well, I think it has the optics of that, but I really doubt that it's going to do a whole lot. The cartels run this operation, and they're making billions of dollars. And I don't think they're just going to stand down and let their money dissipate out the window. They're going to continue bringing people over into California, and they're going to do it at night, and they're going to do it in the holes in the border fence, and they're just going to sneak them over. I don't think we're going to see any less number of people. If President Biden was really going to be serious about this, what he would do is double or triple the number of Border Patrol agents that were coming to the border and give them the authority to actually stop illegal immigration as opposed to just processing people.
Well, to stop it and to deport people and change the asylum laws and remain in Mexico and all of those things. And to be fair, some of those things, tripling the number of border agents requires the money to do it. Mayor Pekau, Orland Park, Illinois, a couple thousand miles from the border. I used to live in Chicago. It takes an awfully long time to get to McAllen, Texas, from where you are. And we understand the crime issue. I think it's fair to say not all immigrants are coming to America. In fact, most are not to commit crimes. They're coming for a better life. They're coming to try and work. They're coming to try and send money back to their families. So beyond the crime issue, which I think has been well reported, how is Orland Park now a border town?
Well, I think all the suburbs have become border towns because you look at Governor Pritzker they just passed a budget, completely Democratic budget, and it was $1 billion of funding for migrants. And at the same time, they're not sharing $1 billion worth of income tax to local municipalities that they've always shared since 1969. So essentially, they are taking away money from all of the residents of Illinois to fund illegal immigrants, is what they're doing. And that, for my town of 60,000 people, that's $5 million to our budget that they are contributing to house illegal immigrants. So it has a huge impact on us. That's essentially almost our entire road program. It's 40% of our property tax.
Wow. So, okay, the end got it there, your entire road program. Help me understand, though, what else it means in terms of infrastructure, schools, social services. Has this had carry-on effects, if you will?
Well, sure. $1 billion not going to municipalities are things that they can't provide infrastructure for their towns. They can't provide potentially law enforcement for their towns, you name it. That's what there has to be cuts somewhere. So it's either cuts in services or increases in taxes. So it has a huge impact. Chicago obviously is getting hammered with the social services that it has to provide, the schooling it has to provide. And some suburbs are also seeing an influx of migrants. We are not, but the ones that are closer to the city certainly are.
Mayor Wells, you're conservative in a blue state. As is Mayor Pekau. What advice do you have?
Well, I think we just have to vote our way out of this problem. Now is the time for Americans to unite and say we're tired of this. And I'm running for Congress right now, and part of that being on the trail, I see people all the time coming up to me and say, I've never voted conservative in my life, but we've got to stop this madness. So I'm encouraged, but we just got to keep pushing every single person to not sit on the sidelines in this election.
Fair enough. You elect the most conservative president in terms of the border, which would be Donald Trump in the way he talks, at least. You elect a Republican House. You elect a Republican Senate. It's very possible. That's also what Donald Trump had in his first term, and not much meaningful change. There's still 8 million more people here illegally than were 4 years ago. At some point, we have to reckon that, don't we?
Oh, I think we absolutely do. Even Donald Trump, as you point out, was not as strong on the border as he could have been. And I get the sense that he's learned his lesson from that, and he'll come back and be a lot stronger the second time. And I do believe he'll be the next president of the United States. But we've got to actually start talking about deporting people, especially people that are involved in organized crime, involved in gangs, and on terror watch lists.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider.
And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.